Today is a super fun day, and you know why? A hawk. We're talking about the fall nitrogen blitz. Hey-oh, let's get blitzy. For the last 5 weeks, I've been doing some tests out here with different nitrogen rates, also with different materials that I'm going to be sharing soon in an upcoming video. But you can see the lawn's looking pretty good, and I want to talk about why, but the hell. Damn dogs, man, you know, they're always up to something. It's either dog spots or just crap laying around. So look, it is legit the first day of fall out here. We actually had our first snowfall way back up there in the background. You can see it just up on the high mountains at about 10,000 feet. It dusted the whole place. So we're in that sort of second spring time that us cool season folks get. And that's when your grass is gonna grow again, similar to spring, but without that vigor. It just is a really good time to send some more roots down and for the grass to store up energy for the spring. So some might say this is the most important feeding of the year, and in a way, I agree. We can store up some nitrogen in the soil because the temperatures are coming down, and it's gonna be ready for when the grass just wakes up, lights up, and just turns green really super fast in the springtime. But now look behind me right here. See that square right here off this corner? This right there got about a half a pound of nitrogen via a new granular I'm going to be talking about pretty soon. Over here on this side, got a full pound right there. Now you can't see a whole lot of difference in the color between those two spots, and we're going to get into that a little bit more. But here's what's even more interesting. Right over here where I'm standing, this has only gotten a third pound over the last 5 weeks with liquid. That's really interesting. So let's talk about our rates here real quick. This looks really, really good right here. This is my 1 pound of N per 1,000 square feet. It does, it looks great, but the color isn't any better than anywhere else. What is different here is the growth rate. It's growing so fast that actually I'm gonna start to see a little bit of kind of liming out because the grass is pushing faster than some of the other areas, and I don't really like that. I'm not a huge fan of fast top growth, so putting out a pound of N on a single application is totally wasteful in my opinion. Over here on this half pound section, grass looks great. It's got a very clear contoured line between what is and what isn't fed. The color, you can see right across here, looks phenomenal all the way across the board. And it's growing at a much more subdued rate. But if I turn around here, my liquid that I fed all out at once, it's got about the same color and it's doing extremely well too. But there's a lot of difference between the componentry. So what does this really mean for you and what you should put out this fall? All right, look, first of all, the grass is being cut short again, like a little less than an inch. I've got it all the way back down here and it's looking really good. Moe McMoface is treating most of this for me. The Irrigreen right here, which is still responsible for feeding this turf, has been working absolutely, oh, it's okay. Has been working absolutely epic this year. And then in fact, if you look down below, there's a link. You can go over to the Irrigreen site, but Longology 500, they're giving $500 off. Use that code if you're gonna go ahead and get a system, even if you're gonna buy it now for next year. 500 bucks off of that thing. That's pretty cool. Anyway, I'm gonna be expanding my system because I love the way that works so well. And down on the green, it was awesome. And I'm gonna go ahead and complete my system just up here because that's really the only other area that needs it. But let's go back to nitrogen. Well, here's the deal. As soon as the temperatures drop, it's time to drop bombs. You can go ahead and throw out your heaviest application of nitrogen fert at this time of year. It can be fully soluble. It does not need to be slow release. Get it down, get it on the ground, and watch what happens in the springtime. This is, in effect, your spring feeding time. It's vitally important for you cool season folks. Now, warm folks, a little bit different. You may still have some time, you might still be feeding, things might still be going on, but reality is you don't really need to do anything like that. I know a lot of people put out K at this time of year when it's coming to the end, you know, like after stressing it out all year long by pumping nitrogen through the summer, throwing a little bit of potassium out, not really a bad idea. So that might be the way you want to wrap it up. Look at this guy. So from up here, you can see it even a little bit better. There's my rectangle where I'm testing out rates. There's where no fertilizer's been applied for quite some time. And then here's the rest of the yard, looking great through the irrigreen. Granular, nothing right there. It is pretty cool when you can really separate out what's doing what's functioning in what way. But this is still an ongoing test for an announcement that'll be coming up in a little while to see how long we really get a good color, good growth, and just sort of measurements on my cool season turf. We also have it going on Bermuda and some other places being tested out, plus a number of other things that are going to be happening. But the turf looks really, really good, and I'm liking this half-pound rate. It's just interesting to me to see that we can get the same color, you know, still have all this healthy turf out of a less nitrogen rate with kind of maybe a more balanced liquid. But again, you know, that's just me. I still prefer the liquid over granular. That's all this is going to be about today. I want you guys to follow along because I'm going to be talking a little more in depth about how this is going as results are coming in. A lot to share, a lot to talk about. But again, this is the time. Get out there, pick the N you want to put out, whether it's liquid or granular, totally up to you. We can see what happens here when we're running side by side, so you can get a good idea of what's what, and get on it sooner than later so that your grass can be healthier, more green, more dark, more epic than it was this year when it starts out next spring. Okay? Talk to you later.